So I told myself, I'm gonna give it 3 minutes for anybody to jump on this live. And after that 3 minutes, I'm just gonna lay my head down, go to sleep. But I actually do got a meeting to go to though. And it ain't meeting. I can either go to the 7 o'clock one or I can go to an 8 o'clock one. So yeah. Let me give it a minute. I'm like really sick. So I told myself, if I don't have five people on here, because it's my first time being on live on here. So if I don't have 5 people, because I really need to put it out for real. But, but how are you doing today? The one person that is, in the joint. Thank you, I appreciate it, and I will. I guess we got the 4 is good enough, I guess. I'm trying to say that. Yo, I'm like really sick right now. I'm like, yeah, I got my little mask on because I don't want to get my little sister and her baby sick. But what's up with y'all though? So I drank some tea. Actually, I put the Theraflu in the tea, and it's just not working. Yeah, I gotta lay off the juices. Like I be just juice. I'm like a kid with the juice. But I feel like I'm about to sneeze. Let me see. Guess I should on Instagram. Yo, that's what I didn't want to do. Like I didn't want to come on here and keep on like blowing my nose and like I don't want to have to that's nasty at the end of the day. But I just wanted to tell everybody, man, I appreciate all the support and love that y'all give me. Yo, I don't know why I be listening to my little sister. Like my little sister be like, hey, you don't gotta wear no jacket. It's just nice out. Like why did I do that? I wore the most thinnest little jacket I could find. I was down there like, I'm ready to go home. Like I don't even care to see none of these players. I'm just ready to go home at this point. Like it don't even matter. And I was literally only out there for like 5, 6 hours. And now look at him, just congested young boy. Congested, dirty, dusty young boy. Anybody from Philly on this, John? Who from Philly? If you're from Philly, please tap in. Because the parade yesterday, that joint was packed. Like, super duper packed. Yeah, I was out pretty long. But, man, I wasn't even expecting the NYC. I've been to New York one time. And the crazy thing is that I OD'd and I ended up in one of the hospitals over there. But, so this is my first time on. Oh, okay, okay. But this is my first time, like on YouTube Live, and it's not that much different from all the other lives. But yeah, I just I gotta just prioritize on how I engage with, each platform, like each social media platform. God is so good. God is so good. And if I can really, I really want to show people that, my addiction is just a part of my story. That's just a part of who I am. Like, God has, brought me and like through so much stuff. then I know God is real. Like, it's not a doubt in my mind that like God is not real. Yeah, I mean, I got like my little sister got these kids Tylenol and like kid this. None of that stuff don't work for me. So I did take some NyQuil probably like 20 minutes ago. So at least I got that little thing to help me out. But I really do want to I want to tell people about like the goodness of God, and I want to tell people like how God like really like made Himself known to me. That His love is like real, so that if I ever was denying it, there's no denying it now. And I feel like people need to see that. People need to hear from another person. You know what I mean? Like what God has done. And like I was like deep in my feelings yesterday because I feel like sometimes when I don't tell people or I hold back, certain parts but what God has done for me, like I start feeling guilty about it because I feel like I do have a responsibility, um, because I know, I know the truth because it was made known to me in my life. So I be feeling like guilty about it. Like I need to that God like shine. I mean, it's not an easy thing. Sometimes I get I start feeling certain type of way. I start getting scared, stuff like that. But I know that God has an assignment for me. And sometimes, I be a little bit, scared to walk into that, So, but that's definitely like my mission, though. I feel like on Earth, like my mission is just like tell people about how good God is. Like, there's some people in this world that like will never get to experience God's love or God's mercy and His favor. And I experienced all of them things from God. I received like spiritual gifts. Like I done received all this stuff from God that I never had before. So that's how I know it only came from God. And just an understanding of my life, my purpose, my God's will for me. Like it goes, it goes deep. I mean, no, I mean, in a way, He's right though. I do gotta man up and get the job done. Like he's absolutely right. Like because the more, who knows, when me, sharing about how good God is could save somebody else, and me holding it back, you know, I could have. So I gotta get the job done. I've been asking God lately just for, you know, a spirit, not of fear. Just asking God to just, guide me. Just don't leave me, God. For real, like, don't leave me, because, like, I need you at this point. And I feel like that storm, being what I just went through down in Kensington, it just showed me how much I really do need God. And that, like, if I'm not doing God's will and I'm doing what I want to do, what I desire, then it will always lead me to a place of like disappointment and feeling guilty, like all them things. But when I'm walking in God's will for my life, everything is just peaceful. Oh no, you definitely got to go through uncomfortable situations. Like, and I've been allowing myself to be in that uncomfortable change. I definitely have been giving myself the grace to do it. I haven't been too hard on myself. Like, yeah, I feel the guilt and all that stuff, but God brought me from a really dark place, and I never thought one day would happen. I knew it would happen one day, but I'm just like, I just don't know. And God just showed up, and I just want to show people like how God showed up in my life. Like I want to be able to give I want to be able to give my my testimony, not on a social media platform, but more so like just even if it's like one direct. I don't know. See, that's me and my overthinking stuff and it's whatever. Gotta get the job done. Wait, so we're hold on, I didn't even read it. Give me a second. Reese, we told you we had a job for you. Where did you write me at? Years old, what's the deal? Absolutely. God is good. Okay. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. No, I'm just a little bit under the weather right now. That's all. But like I was saying, y'all, like this the heaviness on you know telling people about the gospel for me is like has been real heavy on my chest, real heavy just on like my mental, and I know that that's God pressing the issue, not even the issue, but just pressing the will over my life. Like I know that's what it is because I've always like felt that my whole life, like since I was a kid. Hey, how you doing? So I just gotta get it done. That's all. Yeah, I need to get into like a good church. I haven't really been like going to like my little sister sent me to like a Pentecostal church. I didn't really care for it too much, but I gotta see what church out there works for me. Hey, from London here is a rapper. From London, only God. The fact that somebody from London is watching me right now, it's crazy. And this is how it knows only God, yo. Cause like this is like the Bible says like God's plans for us are so much more than what we can ever conceive and what we could ever even think about. And I've never ever thought that that storm will allow me to inspire somebody. No, it is. No, it is nice. I mean to offend you. I apologize, but that was my first time going to that Pentecostal church, so I really know I didn't know what to expect. I'm probably just more familiar with like Baptists and stuff like that. Prayers up, bro. That's great. That's great. Like you gotta just have faith. I'm sorry. You gotta have faith that like God is just gonna like bring everything together, cause God will. And and too like the way that I used to like kind of look at it, like my mom and them, they would be crying to me like for me to get help, but they just didn't understand the journey that God had me on, cause I didn't even really understand it. So sometimes we don't understand the journey that we're on and know that it's being orchestrated by God. I'm trying to put it down in the chat. Give me 1 second. I just want to work. That's the only way I could like kind of figure out how to put it in the chat. But, but I just want to do God's will, y'all. That's all. So even if that mean, absolutely. You know what's crazy now? It's gonna be my first time, like, speaking about it like publicly. But maybe like about a week ago, I had this dream, and it was almost the most realistic dream that I ever had. But in the dream, I had died, and I had went to this place. It was kind of like the in between, and they was telling me that I'm waiting to be judged. There was a bunch of people there, and they said you're waiting to be judged. And I'm sitting there waiting, I'm waiting, and it's finally my turn, and I'm sitting across from this being, and they said to me like, basically, I haven't done enough. And he said, listen, I'm going to send you back out to Earth. Exact words, I'm going to send you back to Earth, and you are to bring as many souls to Jesus as possible. Like, to the point where when I woke up from the dream, I immediately wrote my dream, like wrote it down, like all the details about it. And that's how I know, like, it's bigger than me. Like, the message for me was clear as day. So I just feel like that's what I gotta do. Happening now. I don't know what's... Okay. So I was thinking about, honestly, bro, what motivated me was like, once I started, going, kind of like people started looking at me on Instagram, people were just like, bro, like I want to know more of your story, because when I did my first video, like that was it. I was going to be done after that. Like I was, I did my one joint, and that was cool for me. But people just kept on going, like they want to hear. And I always told my story from a standpoint of I know that God did it, and it's because God has gave me that revelation and that understanding. So yeah, I glorify God, and the whole purpose of the YouTube was just to build a larger audience, so I can be able to share the goodness of God. Like if you look at like one of my first videos that I did on my Kensington experience, and I said God chased me out. And I didn't really get into detail about it, but when I say that God chased me out, I mean it. Like I ran out of Kensington. Like God did for me what I couldn't do for myself. And when I got out of Kensington, I was able to I came home and I said, all right, well, I'm home now, but I have no purpose. Like I have no money. Like you mean like I have no home to go to. So I felt empty when I came home. Like okay, now the drugs are done, but like now what? So I just started to ask God, like God, please, like talk to me, God, talk to me, Lord. And I said like I need to know or feel like what's going on in my life right now. So I would just sit here, and my sister would go to work, and I would sit on the couch and I would just meditate. And meditate is something I've never done before. I decided just to sit with myself and allow God's presence to, come into my heart. And when I reflect on my past now, I can see how God has played an extravagant role in each part of my experience. Like I'm thinking that when I was young, I used to think like, God left me. I used to be like, God, like where are you, God? Like I need help. And now God has revealed and shown me that He was there this whole time. this whole time. So here I am thinking that God left. He never left. So that's allowing me to be me sitting with myself is allowing, you know, for me not to be distracted by things going on outside, but just be one within. Absolutely. Like I know that's where my peace gotta, come in at. No, no, you're absolutely right. I've seen so many people do the YouTube thing. And but I feel like everybody's like not everybody in my family really believe God or is as spiritual. And that's what I would want to just show. Like I feel like I gotta bring it to the light. Like I feel like I said I have a responsibility to do. Yeah. Like I read my Bible yesterday, y'all, for like almost 4 or 5 hours just straight. And I'm reading it and I'm just getting such an understanding of like who I am, like and just like who God is. And it's really like it's a beautiful thing to know like your life is being orchestrated by God. And because that's the biggest mystery of life. Is God real? Who is God? So the fact that God is like making himself known to me is like I feel honored. I feel honored. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But I know my brothers and my sisters like they definitely like when I tell you they so funny and they missed me for years. So they they hear it. They happy to have me back. Um, no, Gigi, I would you said that you emailed me, so I'll definitely be getting right back with you though. Thank you, I appreciate it. And too, when I went down to the parade yesterday, y'all, like I'm around me and my little sister, and like this was before the guy asked me that I want any of his weed and stuff. But I'm standing there, and I'm doing my little beat bob, just bobbing my head, and this lady walks up to me out of nowhere. She's like I see you on Instagram, and I just wanted to tell you that I got 8 years clean, and then she was like, just for today, like we got it. And in that moment, y'all, she made me realize that like I'm not the only one. Like it's so easy